I'm Beth. Imagine an academic world where you didn't have to worry about paying so much for textbooks. This biology book is $142. The lab manual for the same class is $87. This history book was $94.80, and this calculus book was $225, totaling $548.80. Those are the bookstore prices at the college. I'm here to propose the idea of a rental service for college textbooks. Some benefits of my program include getting books quicker, being able to budget your academic finances better, and no longer having the hassle of selling books back. I think that a rental service where an initial fee is applied at the beginning of the term would be advantageous to many students and teachers. Today, I'm going to share with you information on the rising cost of textbooks, methods of decreasing costs, including the rental service, and some of the pitfalls and benefits of a college textbook rental program. In an issue in Higher Education through Academic Search Premier, an article by Charles Deverick states that with many low-income students already struggling to pay for higher education, a federal advisory committee has opened an investigation into the rising costs of college textbooks and its effect on college affordability. And in December of last year, an advisory committee on student financial assistance conducted a hearing, and they found that textbook prices have nearly tripled in the past 20 years. It's also been brought to the Congressional Committee's attention that at community colleges especially, textbook costs represent about 72% of tuition and fees. Overall, statistics show that textbook prices have increased at twice the rate of general inflation since 1986, according to the article by Charles Deverick. This here is a graph, and it has college textbook prices compared with tuition and fees and overall inflation prices. The orange line will be where the college textbook prices lie. Now, part of the problem with textbooks is that they come out with a new version at least every 3 years. Not only do they release new versions often, but other factors of cost include the increase of production costs and a greater desire for supplemental materials like CD-ROM textbook editions. The cost of textbooks per student is estimated around $900 per year, but as you can see, this is for one term and 3 classes, and it's almost $550. Although many colleges offer buyback programs, you may be asking yourself, what other options are there? There are about 18 states that now exempt textbooks from sales tax as one way to decrease costs. Several recently introduced bills could also possibly provide more financial aid and then therefore more money for textbooks for students who maintain a good GPA. It's also been suggested that textbooks can be used as a tax write-off. However, that's not extremely beneficial for the time that students get the textbooks. And then also, students with internet, there's the option of virtual textbooks, such as ebooks, which are cheap in cost, but it's a proven fact that we retain more information and read quicker if we're reading something off of paper rather than a computer screen. So, the solution that I'm encouraging you to think about is the textbook rental service. Virgil Monroe, a manager of textbook services at the University of Wisconsin, suggested that students pay a $59 fee per term to check out all the textbooks they need. At the end of the term, students can return the books undamaged with no extra charge or purchase them at a discount of 20 to 40% off. Imagine being able to rent up to 9 books for under $60 and purchasing them only if you wanted to. Now, there are many positives and only a few negatives to providing a rental service for textbooks. Students as a whole could better afford college, and getting a degree wouldn't be as difficult for lower income students. A lot of times today, students question whether or not tuition and textbook fees are even worth the degree they're after. Providing a rental service would relieve stress at the beginning of the term, so students could focus more on getting their work done instead of where they're going to get their book money from. And letter student editor in the Chronicle of Higher Education, Professor Paul de Lastinassi quoted, "Given modern technology, there is no reason textbooks should not be extremely cheap, if not free. Providing a rental service for students would enable them to spend a little money for a lot of material. Books would be better taken care of, and students would be able to keep the textbooks that they actually enjoy. The only downfall would be that the college bookstores may not make enough money. However, although this program would be expensive to get started, it would actually benefit kids, faculty, and students altogether. So just to take a look at where textbook money goes to, publisher manufacturing cost is 28% of this pie graph. 31% of that actually goes to the college. So just to publish the book is actually almost as expensive as the profit the college makes. And this is another look at breaking it down by the dollar. To conclude, I'd like to reiterate how extremely important this solution is. I've given you insight to college textbook affordability. I've conveyed to my audience different options, such as the rental service, which would be most ideal for students, including myself. I'm a student, I know. And I've also talked about some of the perks and pitfalls of a rental service for college textbooks. I strongly encourage all of you to take into consideration what I've said today and to understand and agree with the notion that a college textbook rental service is most ideal.